I'm talking about fast food hamburgers. Number one is the Big Mac. Coming in at number two, I think I've done this before, but we can do it right now. We can do another top 5 poll right now. Number one is the Big Mac. I even like the Little Mac thing that they do now, which is an idea I had many, many years ago. If you're not in a Big Mac mood, where you get that big-ass piece of bread in the middle and you just want, something lighter, but you still want the taste of a Big Mac, I like the Little Mac thing that they're doing. They got the Granddaddy Mac, I think. I'm not eating no damn Granddaddy Mac. So the Big Mac is number one. Coming in at number two is the Whopper with cheese. Man, that Whopper is a hellified hamburger. Coming in at number three is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. Coming in at number four is the Wendy's Single. Talking about fast food hamburgers. Once again, let me remind you. Coming in at number 5, fast food restaurants. That's pretty much it. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That's pretty much it. What else does Burger King? Oh, you know what else I like? What I used to love before I stopped eating pork, and I still do it now. I love double cheeseburgers. Burger King got the double cheeseburger, and McDonald's got double cheeseburgers. I like Burger King's double cheeseburger. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That Burger King double cheeseburger, man, I used to get it with bacon back in the day when I used to eat swine. That Burger King double cheeseburger, man, is the lick. Yes, sir. So there you have it. My top 5s, just like that on the fly. Just like that on the fly. My top 5 fast food hamburgers of all time. Coming in at number 5 is the Burger King double cheeseburger. Number 4, the Wendy's Single with cheese. Number 3, the Quarter Pounder with cheese. Number 2, the Whopper with cheese. And number 1, the Big Mac. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's old school. You remember that damn commercial. Rough Buff in the chat room on Spreaker.com. He says, Doug, back in the day, the Whopper was a great burger because it was flame broil. Today's Whopper is nuked and has fake grill marks. Don't tell me that, man. And maybe it is. I mean, but I want to just think that it's still the same. And none of these burgers are as good as I remember them when I was a kid. And I think that our taste buds change over years. Don't tell me that, man. Don't tell me that they're manipulating the damn Whopper for speed. Don't tell me that. From Big Apple Bastard says, Whopper got the Big Mac beat in my book. In-N-Out blows the Big Mac away. See, I'm not used to In-N-Out. I think that's a California thing. So we don't get In-N-Out burgers here in the South for the most part. I haven't seen them anywhere in South Carolina or Georgia. From LD, from the D, says, Looseneck, don't eat too many of them White Castles, though, bruh. White Castles, same as our Crystals around here in the South. White Castles is kind of like a New York thing. That was the big thing. Whenever we went to New York City, we always went to White Castles. It's the same thing. Little, small, little square-shaped hamburgers, like a slither of a damn burger. They give you about 27, 11 of them. Not a big fan of Crystals or anything like that. You know, I like Checkers. I like Checkers hamburger, too. So, like, honorable mention will go to Checkers, their burger. But yeah, I'm not a fan of White Castle and Crystals and all of that crap. From Gilliard Road's Finest, I go to Chick-fil-A because my neighbor is a store manager and gets those great discounts and military discounts. Oh, well, now you're talking a whole different category. You talk about the great chicken sandwich, sir. From that ninja, Doug, how you going to stop eating pork to be healthy but still put McDonald's in your system then that you still eat at Burger King? Well, I don't eat it a lot. Like, I'm going to get it today because today is Friday. Today is my cheat day. Week is past. Last week, Friday, and my cheat day, which is Friday, I had lemon pepper wings and fries. And so I don't eat fast food throughout the week. I don't. Like, I stay away from it 6 days out of the week. My one day that I'm going to have me a Big Mac, or I'll go get me a Five Guys, burger or something like that, or I'll get wings or whatever it is today. It's Friday. Thank God for Fridays. Yeah. What's the saying? You can eat anything you want in moderation. So that's kind of how I look at it. The reason I don't eat pork is not because first of all, it's probably bad for you. I don't know about that. The reason I don't eat pork has nothing to do with what it does to you health-wise. I've never talked about this before, but the reason I stopped eating pork, and I may have talked about this before, the reason why I stopped eating pork, because I was repulsed to find out from, what's his name, the white preacher, Joel Osteen, that pigs eat their own young. You heard me. Pigs, under certain situations, they'll eat their own children. Not only that, it's a dirty animal and it's in the slop and it's just a filthy animal, and the Bible talked about it, man. And when I heard that, I started doing some research. Like, what do you mean I'm eating an animal that eats his own damn kids? There's just something not right about that. And I stopped eating pork the next day. No lie. No lie. I may not have ever talked about this before. And I don't want to influence people on their eating habits. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. So whatever I eat, I kind of talk about it casually, but I don't get into my reasons on why. The reason I don't eat pork is because I saw a video, and maybe my wife was watching. My wife is a big fan of Joel Osteen. Maybe she shouldn't be based on his political preferences. But Joel Osteen talked about it in one of his sermons, how pigs eat their own young. And I can't remember the circumstances on why that occurs or whatever, but when I heard that, I read up on it a little bit more, man, and it's actually true. And I said to myself, that's disgusting. I don't want to eat no damn animal that's going to eat his own babies. Yeah. And so I stopped instantly. It was simple as that. I've eaten pork my entire life up until 7-8 years ago, however long I stopped eating it. So that's the main thing. I guess that was the catalyst that led me to stop eating pork. But I mean, for other obvious reasons, it's very greasy. Allegedly it's not healthy for you. Pork is very high and salt, the way they cook, the meat or whatever, man. You eat bacon, man. That's a ton of salt in bacon and all that shit, man. So that's the reason I stopped. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't, but that's the reason. If we talked about this a lot on the show about me not eating pork, but that's the real reason why. Sydney Jackson in the chat says, I stopped eating pork because it made me feel shitty. Yeah, I can definitely tell you that I feel a lot better. Or, I don't even know how to describe it exactly. It feels like when I stopped eating pork, I could tell noticeably after a while, and I don't know exactly how long, that I wasn't as sluggish. It seemed like pork and everything that is pork, kind of slows you down, your metabolism or whatever, man. And I just feel a little bit more loose, a little bit more cognizant and not as sluggish, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. From Uncle Flynn, Going Snitch Mike, I hate Joel Osteen. I give his church the finger every time I drive past. And not a fan, especially after the past. And once again, I was never a fan of his like that. But my wife used to routinely, and I mean routinely, watch his latest video that he used to put out on social media. And she still does. And I'm not going to tell her not to do it or whatever. I mean, she's trying to become closer with the Lord, and she likes this guy for whatever reason. I'm definitely not a fan, especially with some of the thoughts that have been put out there and his thoughts about Trump. Didn't he say that he was going to vote for Trump or something like that? And it's not a political thing for her. It's about, becoming closer to God, I guess. So I really don't say too much about it. I don't say, your boy voted for Donald Trump, right? Yeah, I don't go to the wife and I say that. I mean, she's looking at it for solely a religious thing, and so I've never said anything about it. But I mean, yeah, I don't like Joel Osteen like that. From Big Apple Bastard, God had to limit the flood for only 40 days and 40 nights because he couldn't keep Noah and his family away from those 2 chickens and 2 pigs longer than that. Laugh out loud. From Mo Cheeks, pork is not digestible to the human body. That's something else about pork. Look that up as well. I've heard that as well. From Al Cavs playing Possum Thompson, ain't had pork since freshman year, October 19th, 1989. Damn, the day. 4 pork chops. Right. And it's crazy. I've been thinking about not eating pork for a long time for health reasons because of everything they say about pork and all the negatives about pork. And the Bible says you shouldn't eat pork, but that's the Old Testament, not the New Testament. Jesus died for our sins so that we could eat pork, allegedly the way the story goes. So for many years, I've been considering it, and no lie, I saw that video, did a couple of Google searches to verify it, and the next day I stopped. Right. For many, many years, I had talked about not eating pork, and my uncle Mike used to say, man, you shouldn't eat that swine. He hadn't eaten pork for a long, long time. He lives in New York City, so up there, the 5%ers and the Muslims and whatever talk about pork and this, that, and the other. So for many, many years, I was like, nah, I'm going to stop eating this pork, and I never did. And I saw that video, did my quick little research. The next day, I went cold turkey. It's been like 8 years since. Simple. Yeah. Allegedly they eat their own shit. Hey, listen. The only reason I brought this up because y'all brought it up. And whatever I said. Oh, Ninja said something about you eat burgers but you won't eat pork. And maybe at some point I'm going to stop eating hamburgers and beef. So I didn't bring this up. But the backstory is I had an issue with eating an animal that eats his own shit and his own babies. South Carolina Gamecock Talk coming up next with the great Joe Rett. Don't go away.
To know who is the kid with all the soul. It's my life. I put on this, the world of Chris. So listen in, it unfolds with food for the mind, improving my lines, beats, and using my time wisely, inviting you to fly with me and cry with me and lie with me as I'm looking up to God, getting my energy source from my Lord is my clarity. And these facades that's blind in my path. You do the math. These other cats is bringing half. My foundation is love and patience, so I'm built to last. I feel the blast from your attack, cranberry bathing, scaring us. My soul food is more than chicken and asparagus, and greens and grits is from the heart, so now they fearing us. It's more than just music, cause the flow I'm using is serious. Real thought and rap, it's not a lotta. My punchlines touch minds, I got more catchphrases than Mike Piazza. I gotta keep this metaphorically tight, but leave it just loose enough so it'll fit around your life, alright? For all I'm out to spit, and already did. It seems these people making plans to try to stop the kid. But dog, it's obvious, cause I must win. You can't stop it, do the math, it's not happening. For all I'm about to spit, and already did. It seems these people making plans to try to stop the kid. But dog, it's obvious, cause I must win. You can't stop it, do the math.